Everybody, I'm John Rimmer from the training room. For those of you who aren't aware of that, I'm going to go over a quick tutorial, I guess, about posture and how posture isn't just about aesthetic. You know, you don't want to look like this, that you want to look confident, strong, capable. Those are all true, because obviously nobody wants to look like this. But it's actually far more important than that. There are a lot of deleterious effects that come along with poor posture. Again, I'm going to apologize in advance. We're open for business right now. My dogs are running around here. Guy next door has some construction going on. So if you hear noises or distractions, I'm apologizing in advance. I'll try to get through this quickly. Okay, now, the most important thing about posture is the upper spine, the thoracic spine, which of course you can't see because it's internal, is if it gets into what's called a flexed position and it flexes forward like this. Obviously you can't see the spine. A good rule of thumb though is you can see the shoulders start to go forward. And we all know people who stand like this or have posture like this. And like I said, nobody wants to look like this, but it's actually more important from a health standpoint. If your thoracic spine, again, say, just for argument's sake, from around like the top of my shoulder blades to my lower back, it's actually longer than that, but for today's purposes, that's what we're going to focus on. If you get into a flexed position like this, a lot of things happen. One, you see my head is coming down, so now my eyes need to adjust to look up. This can cause migraines, it can cause vision problems, it can cause balance problems, because now your eyes are constantly readjusting and looking up because your head is looking down. Obviously, if I'm like this, my neck is forward, and then I have to lift my neck up like that. That can create not only neck pain, but some pinched nerves in the neck. As I mentioned, the shoulders. If the shoulders are going forward, this is actually pulling, keep in mind, the shoulder is a ball and socket joint. This is actually pulling the shoulder right out of the socket. Again, eventually, over time, you're going to start to get pain back here. Whether or not it's a complete rotator cuff tear or not, you're going to have pain, but yeah, obviously you're susceptible to a rotator cuff tear if you're working out or if you're active. Now, if the upper half of my body is doing this, the lower half of my back has to compensate and really pull to try to pull me back into this position. That's not the lower back's job, but if your upper half of your torso is doing this, the lower half is really going to pull. It's going to put a lot of strain on your lower back. If your lower back is in that position, it's going to tuck your pelvis and makes you susceptible to knee problems. So just doing this opens you up to knee problems, low back problems, shoulder problems, pinched nerves, neck pain, vision problems, migraine, and loss of balance problems. So being like this isn't just about looking goofy. This is actually a health issue. You can't do this. The two most important factors that contribute to people doing this is, one, lifestyle. People just sit too much and they just get into this position. Two is they train incorrectly and they do workouts. They get themselves into long-term programs. They do specific exercises that specifically force this kind of posture. You need to get those out of your program under all circumstances, because again, a lot of times when people say, well, what could I do for this? Is there a stretch? Is there an exercise? Yeah, there are a lot of things you can do, but again, it's back to, it's putting a bucket under a leaky ceiling. If you don't fix the ceiling, you're going to be like this all the time. You need to stop doing what's putting you in this position. If you sit a lot, you need to stand up more. You need to do everything in your power to not be in this position. You need to be upright, shoulders retracted, shoulder blades retracted. And again, if you exercise and you choose exercises or programs or workouts that put you in this position, and trust me, there are a lot of them. You see a lot of people that work out that are like this, because they're working out incorrectly. They weren't born like this. It's because they're working out incorrectly. So again, pay attention to your posture. If you have any specific questions about what I just said, let me know. You know where to find me, okay? Thanks.